Oh, hi. Hey. It's so nice to meet you. I've been such a super fan of yours, Mr. and Mrs. Acting. And God, what to say? I'm such a fan. I think I first met you when I met Olivier. And some of that scenery chewing Shakespeare was just, it spoke. I mean, it was brilliant. It was like writing. It was very visible what was being done. And so in a way it's a different era. But it was writing. There was a writing to it. It wasn't just the text, it was the text through Larry. And then Hopkins. I mean, I can't stop thinking about the father. And it's so nice to meet you. And I guess my big question is, where did you go? And who did you become? Because I think you changed. I'm not so sure I did. I'm sure I did in some way. My relationship to you is so different. It's not always. Sometimes I'm reminded in these little moments that you and I still know each other. But man, the business you created, and I think I can say that you created you, in a sense, but the business that surrounds you has changed so dramatically. I don't get to talk to other human beings anymore. I have to put myself on tape and spit it out there and hear nothing in return. And I used to go to a party every day, a little party with 3 people, a casting director, and myself. And it was a little party. We'd have a party. It was incredible. And sometimes the party went really well. And I got to feed off people in a room. And now I'm self-taping, which means self-taping. That's a horrible idea. I mean, how'd you come up with that? Because it was a very bad idea. And yet you still exist, right? You know, we see the father, we see Anthony working. It's all the same. The honor is still there, the beauty, the power, the instinct, the unexpected, the inspiration, the hook. Nope. Nope. Ooh. That's all still the same. But what if you've changed so much by how much the process has changed? What if you've died? What if you don't exist? What if you're not really real anymore? I mean, I miss people. I miss community. So many of us do with COVID and everything. But you changed 5 years ago, 10 years ago. My first audition, my first self-tape, not my first, maybe my first, was Boardwalk Empire, 2011, 10 years ago. And I got it. And it was a strange process, and I recorded the off-camera lines. I was in a motel in Vermont, maybe, and I was on my way to my sister in Montreal. Not really, via Montreal. I was on my way from a wedding. I don't know. But I got an audition. I had to self-tape in a motel in the middle of nowhere, and the wallpaper in the hotel room worked for Boardwalk Empire. It was that old. It was 20s wallpaper. And I read it as if I had a reader, didn't have a reader, recorded the off-camera lines, cut them in with Final Cut, sent off a tape, a fictional audition, an audition that never happened that was kind of like an audition. Actor reading, responding to ghosts that were in the room, and then putting those ghosts into text, into off-camera lines, verbal. It was me, but I even put an accent on the off-camera lines as if I had and it was a Southern accent. It was so stupid. Why did I do that? But I wanted the person watching the tape to think that I had a friend in the middle of Vermont. And that portable friend who was like in the rental car, just happened to be there in the trunk, was from the South. Well, because most imaginary friends in Vermont are in the trunk and they're from the South. Maybe you didn't know that. So I, knocked on the trunk and imaginary friend came out, happened to be a male, happened to sound a lot like me, which is weird, except for the accent. So I put an accent on the off-camera lines and I cut them in, and God bless Boardwalk Empire, I got the job. That was my first. That was 2011, let's say, something like that. It's been a strange decade since then, because if that's all we're doing, if I don't get to feed off the other energy, what if I'm really good at that? What if I'm really good at feeding off other energy? A casting director, a reader, a director's notes. If that's gone, what do we have? Did acting die? I wonder. Imagine being a kid. Imagine being a kid these days. You get so inspired. You go to acting school. You get to learn from your heroes, watch your heroes. There's such good work out there. It's out there. It's real. And then you go out into the real world and you stop talking to people. So you're at, Juilliard, Yale, NYU, and you're around these amazing other people and they're feeding you and you're able to, you take from them. You're just listening. You're not even acting, that whole thing. So what if you're 25, 20? What if you're young and your experience with a business is, okay, great. Thanks for getting educated in acting terms. Thanks for going to one of these wonderful universities. Take your Juilliard degree and shove it up your butt. And now get close to that. Get ready to press your own, get ready to, press the camera yourself, record, and then start working, and then you're gonna edit. Did you want to be an editor? Oh, too bad. Go fuck yourself. You're an editor now. You're a filmmaker. You're making little movies with yourself. That's what you're gonna do. That's the rest of your life. Imagine these actors who don't even make it that far, who don't even get to do the beautiful interplay thing that happens collectively with 2, 3 other actors in the scene, and it's crazy and powerful and much bigger than you are. You don't get to do that, ever, because you get to put yourself on camera 150 times before you fucking give up. What's that like? I know what acting is. I've been doing it for 30 years. I miss it. I don't have it. I mean, Eyes of Tammy Faye came out. It's so wonderful and so great to be part of that collective. So beautiful. What if I screwed up that audition? I wouldn't have even been able to go into the casting office to screw up that audition around some like-minded people. I got that job. That's great.